You know, I really like this park. It's so centrally located. In all seriousness, who am I kidding? When am I ever serious? This is the weekend of the New York City Runs, or NYC Runs, Big Apple Half Marathon. This is the 5th time that I've been doing it, and same course as always. I've always appreciated this particular race because it was the scene of my first ever half marathon, so there's sentimental value there. Not looking for any kind of PRs or anything of the nature, considering how in the northwest corner of the park, the course, there's some rather long, not so steep, but long hills that will certainly drain you. All right, I'm gonna give you a bit of a look around for the starting area. Today's half marathon starts at 9 a.m., which is a little later than I remember. There is a 5K component in this year's race where it starts pretty much now at 8 a.m. as I'm recording this. Unlike in prior years, I did not register far enough in advance to have the bib automatically mailed to me. Something that they're doing, which I really appreciate for efficiency's sake, is you get a QR code with a confirmation of the registration that you would use to pick up your bib. The bib itself has a QR code on it that you use to pick up your shirt. I remember the first few races I did where you had to line up in a queue sorted by the first initial of your last name, and they'll find your name in a big Rolodex of bibs that were already pre-printed. I mean, I take that for granted now. It's just really simple. So really great advances. For the sake of orientation, the festivities are here at the 102nd Street Transverse in the northern-ish side of Central Park. Now, behind me, in that distance over there, is where the finishing line would be for the half marathon and the 5K. The starting lines, however, are quite a bit ways on the west side of the park. So if you are doing this race or any of the other NYC Runs races here in Central Park, just give yourself some time to drop off your bags and then make your way to the starting line, which would be about 10 New York City blocks away. I'm just kind of killing time, faffing about the baseball parks around here. Let's get some more B-roll, I guess. Sub 16 5K in Central Park. Oh my word. Oh, by the way, it's also really cold today, relatively speaking. It's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit when I'm walking toward bag check right now. It's gonna be over 50 degrees Fahrenheit by the time the race ends. So I don't know how to dress for this. Whew. I did a little bit of warm up, but I'm gonna need a lot of warming up. Corrals are on the honor system. If you know what your general pace is for a race, half marathon distance, then just line up in the corral you need. Also, should be noted that even though the 5K and the half marathon are separated by about an hour, there is a plus side and a drawback to that. The plus side is you're not going to be likely running into 5K runners when you're doing your half marathon. The downside, however, is that if you're trying to drop off a bag, 5Kers who are finishing are picking up their bag, and there were quite a few half marathoners trying to drop them off. Otherwise, it's a cool day. I forgot gloves, so here's my hand check. I got some purple knuckles already. We'll see how cold I am at the very end. I'm surprised I can hold the camera this steady. This is quite far ahead. I know I'm pulling your leg quite a lot with these puns, but anyway, let's get on with it. NYC Runs uses this course layout for a few of the races during the year, most notably the Big Apple Half Marathon here in December. Central Park Half, they call it, and that takes place in February. It is challenging in its own right because Central Park is not necessarily flat except for the east side. Get ready for a lot of rolling hills, especially up in Harlem. There's a massive long hill that just drains you every time you do it. It's always well organized, but I will give this little forewarning. You might run into quite a bit of dodging that you have to do, especially around the water stops where people might unfortunately congregate around the water tables. This is my 5th time doing this race, but more than my 5th time doing this course. Easy to get to, fun race, quite well organized. I do recommend it. And there's a 5K distance the same day as well. Now, and there we are. Compared to the beginning of the race, I can tell you my hands are very red right now because of how warm it ultimately got. Even though it started off quite cold, did not take long to get up there. Also, this was a bit of an experiment of a run. You know, you don't make tests happen on race day. Though I've gotten so used to using gel packs as nutrition as longer duration races went on, I wanted to see what would happen if I just didn't and I went for electrolytes instead of water during the race. And that there is a red flag behind me is not lost on me in terms of irony. I ended up being quite dehydrated an hour or two after the run. So drink water. I don't know if I could have pushed my pace a bit harder as I try to be consistent. I mean, I'm really happy. I got a course PR by a matter of, I want to say, a minute or two. I have a marathon coming up in Louisiana in January, so stay tuned for that. But until then, let's get some shots of Central Park and call it a day. Thank you for joining. Whew. Just finished the race. Let me tell you, this bagel is everything. Hey, it's me from the editing desk. I just wanted to be honest with y'all for a moment. I may have been coming across as happy and upbeat during the video, though during this entire weekend and since I've been working through some mental health issues, it is something that is needing to be said because unlike having the flu or other illnesses, you can't see the very real effects of mental illness. So in this case, I just wanted to make sure that people knew there was support out there. And if anybody that you know and love, including yourself, is experiencing mental crisis, there is help out there. So here are a few numbers that I have found. Hopefully this helps somebody. Please stay out there, be safe, and know that you are loved. Thank you.